Welcome to Shadow Kids TV. Today we are going to discuss Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, was born on February 12, 1809, in a log cabin in Kentucky. Growing up in poverty, Lincoln's formal education was limited, but he loved to read and eventually became a successful lawyer. As a young man, Lincoln moved to Springfield, Illinois, where he quickly gained a reputation as a skilled lawyer and politician. In 1846, he was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives, where he spoke out against the Mexican-American War. Lincoln's time in Congress was marked by his strong opposition to the war and his advocacy for infrastructure development in the West. He also began to make a name for himself as a skilled orator and debater. In 1858, Lincoln ran for the U.S. Senate against Stephen Douglas, a prominent Democrat. Although Lincoln lost that election, his debates with Douglas brought him national attention and set him up for his future presidential campaign. The Lincoln-Douglas debates, as they came to be known, were a series of 7 debates held across Illinois. They were notable not only for the intellectual rigor and passion of the arguments presented, but also for the stark contrast between the two candidates' views on slavery. Lincoln, who opposed the expansion of slavery, argued that it was morally wrong and incompatible with the principles of liberty and equality enshrined in the Constitution. Douglas, on the other hand, argued that the question of slavery should be left up to the voters of each state. Although Lincoln lost the Senate election, his performance in the debates helped to establish him as a national figure and paved the way for his presidential campaign 2 years later. In 1860, Lincoln was elected President of the United States with a platform of stopping the spread of slavery and preserving the Union. As president, Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, which declared that all slaves in Confederate territory were free. The Emancipation Proclamation, issued on January 1, 1863, was a war measure that applied only to areas outside Union control. However, it paved the way for the eventual abolition of slavery with the passage of the 13th Amendment to the Constitution. In 1865, Lincoln's leadership during the Civil War, which lasted from 1861 to 1865, was instrumental in preserving the Union. He delivered many powerful speeches, including the Gettysburg Address, in which he honored the soldiers who died at Gettysburg and reiterated the principles of equality and liberty upon which the United States was founded. The Gettysburg Address, delivered on November 19, 1863, is considered one of the greatest speeches in American history. In it, Lincoln honored the soldiers who had died at Gettysburg, reiterating the principles of equality and liberty upon which the United States was founded. He also famously declared that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. The speech was a powerful call to action, urging Americans to continue the fight for freedom and equality. Tragically, Lincoln's life was cut short by an assassin's bullet. On April 14, 1865, he was shot by John Wilkes Booth while attending a play at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. Lincoln died the next morning, and his death was mourned by the nation. Despite his tragic end, Lincoln's legacy has endured. He is remembered as a strong leader who fought to preserve the Union and end the injustice of slavery. His commitment to equality and liberty has inspired generations of Americans, and his memory continues to be celebrated and honored today. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more videos.